how managing food portions can help manage diabetes. Food seems to run the lives of the diabetic from what they eat to when they eat it, but a major problem associated with food is not as much what they eat, but how much. Portion control can easily make or break a diabetic's eating plan. Luckily, there are some easy guidelines to use to help manage this area of food. Diabetics will undoubtedly have leftovers after a meal. Knowing how to properly store them is essential to preventing further meal catastrophes. One important point is to label the dish with the carb count. You might remember how many carbs were in the dish when it was prepared, but chances are you'll forget or remember wrong the next time you want to dig in. Use smaller plates when you eat. This might sound a bit simplistic, but it actually works. Our brains are programmed to fill a plate with food, especially if we're overly hungry. If the meal is made up of some of our favorites, the desire increases even more. Using a smaller plate will help limit the amount you consume at each sitting. When talking about meat, dietitians recommend a certain weight of meat for a reason. If you're going to eat meats, then you need to stick to what they recommend as far as portion control. The only way to ensure this is to invest in a food scale. They're relatively inexpensive while being worth their weight in gold. If 5 ounces of chicken is the right amount that's called for, then weigh that out. If you feel the desire to indulge in your favorite treat, make sure that you control how much you have at one sitting. As soon as you get home, divide up the rest into adequate portions. Leave one out for your first indulgence and then freeze the rest. If the treat can't be frozen, at least separate it and store it in individual containers to avoid overdoing it. A good rule of thumb with diabetic treats is that you can't eat it if you don't have it. If you know that you have a weakness for chips, then only buy one bag. Knowing you have a limited supply will help you ration it. If you have a tendency to go back for seconds as soon as you clean your plate, then get an egg timer. As soon as you've finished your first plate, set the timer for 15 minutes. If you're still starving when the timer is up, then you can eat more. This gives your brain adequate time to signal your body that you've had enough. Get your free report called Discover How to Be Healthier and Live Longer in Spite of Having Type 2 Diabetes. You can get it at the site below.